And so the question is America watching? Are the voters watching? Is this going to be a turning point? Is Hurricane Harvey going to be a turning point for Trump and this administration and for this country, which has been roiled since the election? My friend Roger Simon over at PJ Media has a piece called Harvey will be a turning point of the Trump presidency. And he says, has Harvey shaken America seriously enough to diminish the cold civil war that has overtaken our country? Has it made our divisions seem at least a tiny bit more trivial? No doubt a hardcore of hate-filled bozos drunk on some witless ideology will always be with us. There's still a market for Guy Fawkes masks for adjunct junior college professors to pretend they're violent anarchist revolutionaries out of some Dostoevsky novel they never finished. Nevertheless, a flood of Noah-like proportions has a way of focusing the mind, at least for some, maybe even most of us, and Donald Trump has clearly done well thus far in his capacity of crisis manager-in-chief. It seems the presidential activity he was born for, the one most akin to running a large hotel construction job or renovating an historic ice skating rink. And that's right. And that is absolutely true. This is what Trump loves to do. He likes to build stuff. He likes to fix stuff. He wants you to look at him. You know, it seems to me possible. How long can these people stew in their own hate before they start to notice that people are going to hate them back? You know, the other day, Tuesday, I think it was, Dianne Feinstein, one of the most liberal senators from this liberal state, California, was talking to liberals in San Francisco at the Commonwealth Club. And it sounded like I heard the moderator, the person talking to her, reading a question, sounded like a question from the audience. And the audience said, when will the Republicans turn on Trump and impeach him and reject him? And everybody's cheering and all this stuff. And she said, Dianne Feinstein said, you know, we've done impeachment. It's not so much fun. And then she said this.
Look, this man is going to be president, most likely for the rest of this term. I just hope he has the ability to learn and to change. And if he does, he can be a good president. And that's my hope. I have my own personal feelings about it. Yeah, I understand how you feel. I understand how you feel.
I understand how you feel because the people are shocked. They are shocked. And later, she issued a clarification because she sensed a little bit of like political problems there. So she sent a clarification. During this tumultuous time, I'm working to protect the progress we've made and find a way to get things done for Californians during a period of total Republican control. I've been strongly critical of President Trump when I disagree on policy and with his behavior. Most recently, I was appalled by his comments in response to Charlottesville and the pardon of Sheriff Joe Arpaio. President Trump said that there were very fine people in a crowd chanting, "Jews will not replace us. There's nothing fine about white supremacists, Nazis, the KKK." She couldn't get away with that if the press weren't lying about it. He didn't say that. Certainly, it was not what he was intending to say. Anyway, she goes on, well, I'm under no illusion that it's likely to happen. I will continue to oppose his policies. I want President Trump to change for the good of the country. But, you know, it was a moment. She let down her guard for a moment. You know, they are senators. They do want to pass laws. Trump is out there now pushing a tax code change, tax reform, which would be the first tax reform since, 30 years. It's been 30 years since they reformed this. There was just a story on Drudge about how people are spending more on their taxes than on food and lodging. It's ridiculous. So there is this opportunity to start to act in a bipartisan, at least a somewhat bipartisan way, if Trump can keep the discipline.